From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Tips from the public helped lead Calgary police to the body of a man wanted in the double homicide of his wife and his father-in-law. Investigators last night found 38-year-old Benedict Kaminski dead beside his parked vehicle about 80 kilometers northwest of Calgary. Less than 24 hours earlier, police had found the bodies of a woman in her 30s and a man in his 70s at two different locations in the city. Police say the timeline of the killings is unclear, pending an autopsy on Friday, but they believe the victims were targeted in an act of domestic violence. Debris found at St. John's Airport is now part of an investigation into a plane fire on a Halifax runway Saturday night.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada says it's examining debris found at St. John's International Airport and whether or not there's a connection to a plane that had a rough landing in Halifax on the weekend. Hugo Fontaine, an official with the TSB, said they aren't speculating on whether the materials came from the de Havilland aircraft that caught fire upon landing. The Air Canada Express flight was operated by regional carrier PAL Airlines. 73 passengers had to be offloaded by bus at Halifax Stanfield International. There were no reported injuries. Don Mitchell, the Canadian Press.
Environment Canada's use of Celsius will be celebrating its golden birthday next year. The staple of the country's weather culture turns the big 5-0 this spring. The switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius stirred up confusion and anger when it was first introduced on a bone-chilling April Fool's Day in 1975. Climatologist David Phillips says Canadians used to imperial measurements may have seen below-zero weather forecasts as a joke.
I remember the time, that first kind of little flyer. It's no April Fool's joke, March going out like a lamb, but April is going to come in with a big change with regards to temperature. So we even tried to kind of look a little bit folksy about it.
Celsius was the catalyst of a lengthy national metric conversion that abruptly ended a decade after it began. The result is seen and felt by us every day as Canadians wear clothes measured in inches, buy gas by the liter, and step on bathroom scales in pounds. 1 million people are expected to ring in 2025 in Times Square tonight, and the New York Police Department says thousands of officers, along with bomb-sniffing dogs and drones, will be deployed to keep the area safe. Reporter Aaron Katersky has more.
The police are taking no chances. Manholes are being sealed off, trash cans removed, and spectators are allowed to bring in no umbrellas, no bags, and no booze.
Countries in the South Pacific will be the first to welcome 2025, with midnight in New Zealand striking 18 hours before the ball drops tonight in New York. And after 8 years, actors Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have reached a divorce settlement that will bring an end to one of the longest and most contentious splits in Hollywood history. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, in NHL action last night, Connor Hellebuyck made 22 saves for his fifth shutout of the season, and the Winnipeg Jets won their fourth in a row in blanking the visiting Nashville Predators 3-0. Jets forward Mark Scheifele is the NHL's first star of the week. Scheifele had 6 points over 2 games last week. The Seattle Kraken scored 3 times in the third for a 5-2 win over Utah, and Florida skated past the Rangers 5-3. In the Professional Women's Hockey League, the Montreal Victoire scored a 3-1 win over the visiting Boston Fleet. Team Canada plays for first place tonight in round-robin play at the World Junior Men's Hockey Championship in Ottawa. The team takes on the USA, which has an identical record through the first 3 games. Canadian Press sports reporter Joshua Clipperton says Team Canada has yet to hit its stride.
The team opened with a tidy 4-0 victory over Finland, but then suffered a stunning shootout loss to Latvia before squeaking past Germany in unconvincing fashion. Canada's had some bad luck with posts and crossbars.
From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.